Have you looked over FanDuel yet? Because I haven't really looked much at FanDuel.
Yeah, so I've been playing more on FanDuel this season purely because they've had those overlay tournaments. They don't have it this week, and yet I reserved 150 in the three, so I'm playing it. So that'll be fun. I'm gonna play more over there yet again this week. I made 15 cents on FanDuel last week, so I'm feeling like a big baller. 460 something in, 460 something back. Uh, I love Jaden Daniels for FanDuel this week relative to DK. You get the rushing quarterback. You're also just trying to target touchdowns as much as you humanly possibly can here. And Jaden Daniels coming off of last week, absolutely absurd stuff. But 8 for 52, there were so many concerns on, is he going to be rushing with this rib injury? Is there going to be an issue? I think he solved that pretty quick on the first drive when he scampered for 20. And it was like, oh, okay, Jaden Daniels is fine. Like Jaden Daniels is going to be just fine. You didn't see him do a ton from the pocket. Wasn't all that exceptional there. You had the obvious Noah Brown Hail Mary that makes the box score look a lot better than what it was. But I think against this Giants team that is just reeling, and if we're going to have Neighbors' interest, if we're going to have Daniel Jones' interest, I mean, this is obviously a game that Jaden Daniels, 7,500 on DK, I find him a lot less necessary, but with his rushing upside, 50, 60, 70 yards potentially scampering around against the Giants, I kind of like that at 8,700. Him, Loughran, Neighbors, I think that's a fun way to do it on FanDuel. Or, I mean, Jaden Daniels, you could even just go, if you want to get contrarian with like a tight end, Zach Ertz, 5% ownership. You still probably want to be looking at Evan Ingram or David Njoku, but definitely like Jaden Daniels on FanDuel.
All right, let's do it. Are we stacking with Terry?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll stack with Terry. And you know what? For the sake of this show, let's just try throwing Neighbors in there as well.
Okay.
Right? I mean,
Yeah. Should be
I
easier to do than DK. The pricing's less restrictive, it looks like, on FanDuel. Just looking through my lineups, you get like a 6K Javonte Williams again against Baltimore. I think that there's no way I'd play him at 6,200 on DK, but 6K on FanDuel, Javonte Williams, that's a lot better if you ask me. I mean, Chuba's now sub 7K, walking into a much better spot. Alexander Madison is sub 6K. Wouldn't play him on DK, but I think on FanDuel also makes some sense. And then yeah, there's so much upside. We didn't bring up Devon Achane against Buffalo. I like him on DK. FanDuel probably not going to be a thing for us, but at least wanted to throw it out there that like we could see his ownership come up because there's no doubt Tua being back there. We're going to get Tyreek Hill conversation piece yet again on DK. On FanDuel, I think they did a serviceable job by bringing him up to 8,500 and making him much less gettable.
I like him a lot on DraftKings.
Oh yeah.
He's basically the second pass catcher in that offense behind Tyreek Hill right now. He really is. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so we have Jaden Daniels, McLaurin, Malik Neighbors. Let's throw Chuba in there. That's too cheap of a price point for Hubbard.
Agreed.
Is there a cheap defense we can just toss in here?
Oh yeah, there's defense looks a lot better on FanDuel. You get the Atlanta and Denver one. It's weird. We have I think too high of projections on them. I think that's going to stabilize. I think when we come to the flip, we're going to see Cincy pretty popular against Vegas. They're 4K. I kind of like playing the 4K defense when I'm building on FanDuel artificially because like if I need to go cheaper, you got the 3K range. If I need to go more expensive, it's the 5K range. So I usually just I think it was something that when I used to watch hand build stuff from Smizzle back in the day, he would always play like the 3K defense on DK. And so I've kind of done the same thing in the single lineup sim where I just start at 4K. And I think Cincy's ownership's going to come up against Vegas.
Okay. Works for me. So we have running back, wide receiver, tight end, and flex 6,100 per. Where is the best value coming from on FanDuel? Oh, okay. I mean,
Aaron Jones.
I was gonna say we got to play Michael Pittman now that Joe Flacco is in.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We got to play Pittman here. Flacco just changes he changes everything about this team. The complexion of this team is dramatically changed with Flacco in there. He's not a risk taker, he's just more accurate.
Yeah, we don't get this game on DK. So I love it. Absolutely love it.
Absolutely. So throw Pittman in there. 6,300. So far, I like this build.
Me too. This is fun. This is better.
I mean, we could Pollard. You mentioned Javante. I don't have a problem with Javante there. I like Pollard a lot, though. I think 73 is still too low on him in this spot. If we play Pollard, do we still have enough wiggle room here?
Yeah, here's what we're gonna do, and this is probably a contrarian way to play Jaden Daniels. Let's go Zach Ertz, 5,300 at tight end.
Okay.
Jaden, like
Okay.
again, this is more of a price play than it is anything else, but it just happens to be stacked up in a double with Jaden Daniels, which
I'm
I don't
okay
think
with
is
it.
the optimal way of doing it. If you wanted to remove Scary Terry, I'd actually be okay with it in this build if we went to Ertz. But yeah, 5,300. I'm looking at like the cheap tight ends. He's by far my favorite amongst sub 5,500. So gives us some kind of savings there.
What do you okay? So we have 5,200 remaining. Now, I could argue this. If we went from Cincinnati down to the Cardinals, that gives us 64 because the Cardinals are 3,800. And
Cool.
then you have Evan Ingram, Lad McConkey, Chase Brown. It opens up a lot for us. So I think I'd rather do that and then us pick one of those guys.
Agreed. Let's do that. Cardinals 3,800. Thank you.
Do you want to go Ingram or do you want to go McConkey there?
Is it National Tight End Day again?
Not anymore.
Oh, well, then we can't do that. Let's go McConkey.
Let's go, Lad. All right. What do you think? Positive sim, negative sim?
Positive. It'll be. I don't know. Doubles with Jaden expensive. He's not pulling a ton of ownership. We have a pretty low ownership sum. I mean, wide receivers just really spread out on FanDuel, so I don't know what to think.
I think it'll be positive, honestly.
Oh, it's smashing.
There it is, 98%.